Hi, my name is Wayne Knapp and I'm the Safety Administrator for the Presbyterian Church of Queensland. This safety presentation is based on the requirements of the Queensland Building Fire Safety Regulation for the Gordonvale Presbyterian Church. The church is located at 9 Norman Street, Gordonvale, and the complex consists of 2 stone buildings. In this presentation, we'll look at the location of the firefighting equipment, the use of the firefighting equipment, the escape routes, exits and assembly areas, and the evacuation procedure itself. A part of this procedure, we'll also look at the specific duties of event leaders and assistants. A full version of the church's fire and evacuation plan is available from myself and also is available on Elvanto. The church has 1 fire extinguisher and it is located through the door to the left of the pulpit, which is that door there beneath the screen, and you can just see it coming into view now, just beside the door which exits the pulpit. Firstly, it is important that you only use firefighting equipment if it is safe to do so and you are confident in using it. Fires can be dangerous and you should be certain that you'll not endanger yourself or others when you attempt to put one out. This fire extinguisher is a white banded chemical extinguisher and it can be used on all types of fires. This extinguisher contains a powdered substance that when discharged can be used on most classes of fire, including electrical fires. To operate the extinguisher, as with most extinguishers, remember the acronym PASS. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the trigger and sweep the fire from side to side. This is the pin here, which you remove after you take the extinguisher from the wall. And this is the nozzle here. And this is the trigger here, which you hold and which you squeeze together. When extinguishing the fire, aim the nozzle at the base of the fire and give it a squeeze just before you approach to make sure that it works properly. By aiming the extinguisher at the base of the fire, you'll hit the fuel source. If you aim at the flames, the powder will go right through and have little effect at all. And sweep the fire from side to side, start at a safe distance and then move slowly forward and continue to sweep the fire until it is out. Once it's out, keep an eye on the fire in case it reignites. Dealing with the church, there are a number of evacuation exit points from the church. The primary one is through the main doors at the front of the church. And on exiting the church, go out onto the footpath and turn right and go down to the next intersection where the train line is, and just wait at that intersection there. The secondary exit, if for whatever reason you cannot get out of the front of the building, is by exiting from behind the pulpit through the vestry, down these little stairs, and then turn right and go behind the church and through those gates there or those gates there and walk along the footpath to the front of the church and then go to the assembly area. Do not attempt to move between the 2 buildings, as there could be further hazards if both buildings are on fire. In the hall, there are 2 fire extinguishers, both chemical extinguishers. One is located beside the door as you walk in from the church. The other one is located in the kitchen near the exit door. And both of those extinguishers are operated the same as I previously explained. There is also a fire blanket in the kitchen, which is beside the oven. Fire blankets can be used to put out fires that cannot be extinguished by water alone, and also for people whose clothing might be on fire. They work well on fires which are fueled by ordinary substances such as wood or paper, and also flammable liquids like gas or oil. To use the fire blanket, you need to remove it from the wall. This is done by pulling down the 2 tabs. Unfold the blanket until it's completely open and hold the blanket in your hands and wrap the top edge of the blanket around them. This will protect your hands from fire. Cover the flames completely with the fire blanket by placing or throwing the blanket on top of the fire and leaving it there until the fire goes out. Let the fire blanket cool for about 30 minutes to an hour after the fire is out. Most fire blankets are designed that they can be reused, so it can then be folded up and returned to the wall-mounted holder. Remember the rule: regardless of what equipment you use, when you attempt to fight a fire, always position yourself with an exit and a means of escape before you attempt to put out the fire. In the hall, there are a number of exit points, again through the doors at the front of the hall, and you exit the same way as exiting the church, out onto the footpath and turn right to the intersection of Cairns and Norman Street. The alternate exit, and the exit you should use if you're at the back of the hall or in the kitchen, is exit if you're in the kitchen through that door, the back of the hall through this door, and again go out and go through those two gates beside the church, and then walk along the footpath, go around the front of the church and continue down to the intersection of Norman Street and Cairns Street. I now just want to deal with the evacuation procedure itself. If you're the first person to locate a fire, alert the group leader, and if it is safe to do so, attempt to extinguish the fire. Remember to have a clear exit before you attempt to do so. Meanwhile, other members of the group should prepare to evacuate. On hearing an evacuation instruction, immediately cease all activity, and only if it is safe to do so, switch off any appliances, equipment and machinery. Assist any person experiencing difficulty with the evacuation, and take a quick look to your left and right and see who is standing nearby. Walk quickly and calmly to the assembly area via the nearest exit, and at the assembly area, form into groups to assist the leader to ensure everyone is out. Report to the leader if you cannot locate the person who was to your left or right before you left the building. On no account do you re-enter the building. Remain at the assembly area until otherwise instructed, and if for any reason you need to leave before the all clear is given, please let the leader know. If you are the evacuation coordinator or person leading an activity or program, there are additional duties to be performed. You need to firstly investigate the fire, and if there is any doubt regarding whether there is a fire situation, call the fire service. Ensure the safe evacuation of all occupants from the building and account for all occupants at the assembly area. Ensure occupants do not attempt to re-enter the building until it's safe to do so, and meet the fire services and advise them of any information relevant to the emergency. As there are a number of tasks, it is necessary that these be delegated and shared between attendees. These duties include checking the hall and toilets and checking each room and the manse beside the church. If for any reason any room or building is unable to be entered, the emergency services are to be advised on their arrival. And this is the first area which they will attack to gain entry to it. It is recommended that these duties be fulfilled by the Committee of Management and Elders within this church. That concludes the Gordonvale Fire Evacuation Instruction presentation. If you have any questions about any of the information given in this presentation, please contact Church Office. Thank you.